Happy Wednesday, Oakwood Kinders. For today's story time, I'm going to read you Alligator Baby by Robert Munsch, one of my favorites, as you all well know, and illustrated by Michael Marchenko. It's coming up super soon. Of course, it's Wednesday. So far, you've reviewed 20 of our kinder trick words, sight words, popcorn words, whatever you want to call them. So here's 10 more. Remember, try to beat me. Let's do voices today. Let's do the first time around. Let's do it like a baby voice. Try to beat me and do it as fast as you can until I tell you. We won't do all baby voices, okay? That might get a little annoying, but for a little while we'll do baby voice. Okay, so do it faster than me. Ready? If ga. Stay where. All right, good. How about a proper prince or princess? Sit up nice and tall and straight. Are you ready? A or a. We like from but. If I believe we already did that one. Back to the start. Yes, very good. Now let's see if you can do it even faster. Let's see what's a fast one. Cowboy, cowgirl. That's not a fast voice. How about alien? You can do that very fast. Ready? Go. If, are, he, do, see, a or a, we, like, from, but. Very good. And am I talking about my bottom? No, right? I'm saying I want to go to the party, but I have to do my homework first. Or I want to go to school, but I can't because of Corona, right? Okay, good. Speaking of this word, beauty, but, it ends with ut, right? U-T, ut. And there are lots of words that rhyme with but. Can you tell me? Go ahead. What else? Good. Oh, some of you are still going. That's a lot of words. Okay, let's see if you got them all that are on my list. You probably thought of more maybe. Okay, ready? Let me cover this side. Ready? Remember, word families, knowing if we know how to read this word, but, right? Then we know how to read all the words that are part of that word family and rhyme, and we also know how to spell them. So if we can spell but, B-U-T, but, there's so many more we can spell and read, which is why we practice our word families so often, right? Okay, so remember, we're just changing that first sound, right? We're just changing the first sound. So we have the first one is but, just like we started. Some of you may still need to tap it out, and that's okay. Some of you just will know it, right? You're just changing the first sound. Okay, but, and there's ut, cut, good, and gut, gut, right? Your belly, your stomach, all those intestines, that's your gut. Jut, jut, if something juts out, it kind of sticks out, right? We'll cover this side now. And then there's hut, right? A type of house or protection, a little shelter is a hut. Nut, right? And nut, we all know what nuts are. Shut, good. SH, what's SH? Two letters that make one sound. What's that called? Oh, that's right, digraph. SH says shut. And, this is a three-letter one. It's a blend. We say all three sounds, so I'll help you with this one. Okay, ready? We say st-er-ut, st-er-ut, Strut. So when you strut around, you think you're cool. Oh, like a rooster kind of struts around, right? Because he rules the roost. All right, let's do them quickly. Ready? Let's do like a cowboy or cowgirl on this one. Ready? Butt, cut, gut, jut, hut, nut, shut, strut. I like my cowboys and my cowgirls. Good job, partner. Alrighty, good job, boys and girls. Great job on that ut family that goes with this trick word, but. All right, you did amazing. Kiss your brains. Super good job. Now, alligator baby. Alligator baby. Look at this cover. Make a prediction. Look at. They look a little surprised to see an alligator baby. How did they get an alligator baby? Think, think, think. Where may have they found an alligator baby? Okay, let's see if you're right. Alligator Baby by Robert Munsch and illustrated by Michael Marchenko. One night, Kristen's mother woke up and yelled, "A baby! A baby! I'm having a baby!" Now remember, the pictures kind of give things away on Robert Munsch books, so I'm not going to show you. Well, this part I can. So Kristen's father jumped up, zoomed around the room, got dressed, and grabbed Kristen's mother by the hand. They ran downstairs to the car and drove off really fast. Vroom! Unfortunately, they got lost. They didn't go to the hospital. They went to the zoo. But it was okay. Kristen's mother had a lovely baby. Then they drove home and knocked on their front door. Blam, 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 blam. Kristen opened the door. Okay, this picture doesn't give anything away. Kristen opened the door and there was Mother holding something all wrapped up. "Kristen," she said, "would you like to see your new baby brother?" "Oh, yes," said Kristen. So Kristen lifted up the bottom of the blanket. She saw a long green tail and said, "That's not a people tail." Kristen lifted up the middle of the blanket, saw a green claw, and said, "That's not a people claw." Kristen lifted up the top of the blanket, saw a long green face with lots of teeth, and said, "That's not a people face. That is not my baby brother." "Now, Kristen," said her mother, "don't be jealous. What do you think it is? Green tail, green claw, long green face with lots of teeth?" Just then the baby reached up and bit Kristen's mother on the nose. She yelled, "Ah!" Then the baby reached up and bit her father on the nose. He yelled, "Ah!" "That's not a people baby," said Kristen. "That's an alligator baby." You probably knew that from the cover, right? "Goodness," said her mother, "we've got the wrong baby." So Kristen put the alligator baby up into the fish tank, and her mother and father drove back to the zoo. They came back in an hour, and knocked on the door. What did the door say? Blam, 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 blam. Kristen opened the door, and her mother said, "Would you like to see your new baby brother?" "Oh, yes," said Kristen. Let's see. She's going to get to meet her baby brother. Oh, this is a picture I can't tell you. Guess what it is. Kristen lifted up the bottom of the blanket, saw a fishy tail, and said, "That's not a people tail." Kristen lifted up the middle of the blanket, saw a flipper, and said, "That's not a people flipper." Kristen lifted up the top of the blanket, saw a face with whiskers, and said, "That's not a people face. That is not my baby brother." "Now, Kristen," said her mother, "don't be jealous. Let's see. A fishy tail, a flipper, a face with whiskers. Think, think, think." Yeah, good guess. Just then the baby reached up with its flipper and flapped her father's face. Whap, 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 whap. He yelled, "Ah!" So Kristen put the seal baby in the bathtub, and her mother and father drove back to the zoo. They came back in an hour and knocked on the door. Good job. They said, Kristen, would you like to see your new baby brother? Oh, yes, said Kristen. She lifted up the, this doesn't give too much away. She lifted up the bottom of the blanket and saw a very hairy leg and said, that's not a people leg. She lifted up the middle of the blanket, saw a very hairy arm and said, that's not a people arm. She lifted up the top of the blanket, saw a very hairy face and said, that's not a people face. That is not my baby brother. And what does her mom say? Now, Kristen, don't. That's right, don't be jealous. Then the baby reached up with its feet and grabbed her mother's ear and her father's ear, and they both yelled, ah, it's a... What do you think? What kind of baby? Hairy, hairy, hairy. Oh, it's a gorilla baby! Or monkey. If you would have said monkey, that would be true too. We've got the wrong baby. Let me do it, said Kristen. So her mother and father put the gorilla baby on the chandelier in the living room, and Kristen went off to the zoo on her bicycle. First, Kristen looked in the snake cage. No people babies. Then Kristen looked in the wombat cage. No people babies. Then she stopped and listened. From far away she heard wah, 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 wah. That's more like it, said Kristen. She followed the sound. It was coming from the gorilla cage. Uh-oh. Kristen looked at the mommy gorilla and said, give me my baby brother. The gorilla jumped away and wouldn't give the baby back at all. Look at, I don't think I want to mess with that gorilla. Think, how is she going to get that baby back? Think of what happened with the other babies. Give me your best guess. Oh, good thinking. Let's see if you're right. Then the people baby reached up and bit the gorilla on the nose, and the gorilla yelled, ah, and handed the baby to Kristen. Kristen jumped on her bicycle and pedaled home. Kristen knocked on the door. Good job. When her parents opened it, she said, would you like to see your new baby? Kristen's mother lifted up the bottom of the blanket and said, look, people legs. She lifted up the middle of the blanket and said, look, people, hands. She lifted up the top of the blanket and said, look, a people face. Kristen's mother picked up the baby and gave it a big hug. Her father took the baby and gave it a big hug. And her mother said, Kristen, Kristen, you got the baby back. Good for you. But what are we going to do with all these other babies? Yelled Kristen's father. There's a seal baby in the bathtub and an alligator baby in the fish tank and a gorilla baby hanging from the chandelier. We should take them back to the zoo. But Kristen looked out the window and said, oh, make a prediction. What do you think she sees out the window? They're getting ready to take the animals back, but she looked out the window and said, I don't think we'll have to do anything at all. What do you think happened? Yeah, look it. They burst down the door because they want their babies. These mamas do not look happy. And everything was okay until Kristen's mother had twins. T-H-E-E-N-D, and I love that story. And I know that Eli's mommy is about to have a baby soon, and maybe some other mommies in kindergarten are supposed to have a baby soon. So I thought this was a fun one to read. What would you do, Eli, if your mom brought home an alligator baby? Oh, my goodness. All right, or really any of you, what would you do? Or a seal baby. What kind of baby would you like your mom to bring home? If not a people baby. Something good you can write about at the end of your journal when you don't have a prompt. All right, boys and girls, I will see you tomorrow for some more sight words or trick words and another story. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.